Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network this Tuesday night as the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series chase continues round number 4 here at the historic Daytona International Speedway Circa 2007 track before the major repave. Drivers will have a bumpy session here tonight in these Gen 6 cars. While they are finishing up a little bit of practice time before they go qualifying, we are going to play the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have some more action for you. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network as you're catching the qualifying session for the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series this Tuesday night. Appreciate you tuning in. As we take a look, some of the drivers are making their way to find their best lap, and you can see a lot of bounce action in those cars tonight. We're at the historic Daytona 2007 track as we bring up the race information on your screen. It's a 2.5-mile track here at Daytona. This was done before the repave, folks. One of the neat things that iRacing allows you to do is to go back in time and race the historic tracks that they were able to scan before the repave. And you're going to see that information, or that action take place here tonight. Weather information down below, it's going to be 72 degrees with 45% humidity, clear sky, and about 100 degrees down there on the pavement. Just waiting on some drivers to finish up their qualifying time here tonight. Ryan Cobb being one of them. We still have Danny Sanchez, who just finished up. Craig Embry, the 87 machine, still working his way around the track. Scott Brisk. Looks like he is satisfied with where he's going to be tonight. And it looks like Shaquille Ray. Some things coming up tomorrow night in the Digital Forge lineup. Normally we would have the Modified Madness Tour on Wednesday nights with the CRA Championship Racing Association League. Will not have it tomorrow night. They're taking a week off. Instead, there's going to be a special night that Kyle Barnes is putting together. A few different races will be taking place there. It'll be really neat to see what we got planned. I wasn't given all the details myself, or I'd be able to provide more information to you. So it's one of those things. We'll take it as it comes tomorrow night. So it'll be coming at you 9:15 on Wednesday night. Thursday night, the PRL Racing League will be back here at Daytona for the road course with their Formula Renault 2.0 league, and due to the upcoming holiday. Friday night, the Interleague Championship Racing Series will be taking the week off. So a little bit light in schedule here this week. Coming up Monday night, Short Track National Showdown will be taking that off as well due to the July 4th holiday. So it looks like drivers have finished up their qualifying time. Let's go down to the grid and show you where they're going to be here tonight. So as we move our way down to the grid, that starting in third position here tonight, as our first two drivers have not made it to the track just yet. Thomas Conheady, the New York driver in that Chevrolet car, will be starting in third. To his outside, you're going to have that 86 machine. That is Dylan Landry starting back there in fourth. Looks like the 84 of Stephen Landry will round out your top five here tonight, starting back in ninth. Tim Sandlin, Texas driver, will be in sixth. Looks like the number 8 of Randy Arms in that Wrangler Chevrolet will be starting back in seventh position. To his outside, Philip Neese in that 38 machine will be starting in eighth. That 85, see back there, that is Shaquille Ray. Carolina driver starts ninth tonight, and rounding out your top 10 is the 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. Who consequently has now made his way to pit road. For some reason. Not quite sure, folks. pace car, taking them into turns 3 and 4. Set to go into the pits this time by. There goes the pace car.
Green, green, green.
And the green flag flies off to the race. Race action for the top 4 positions as we see Dylan Landry and Thomas Conheady battling side by side for 3rd and 4th. Landry just back there in the top 5. That green machine you see there heading into turn number 3 leads right in front of the 85 of Shaquille Ray. Back behind Ray is Ryan Cobb at 51. Started off the season as a race director. Put on his helmet late in the race. As they make their way into the back stretch, Chris Ostrander still leads the herd down the back straightaway. It is a very bumpy tonight. Pay attention to these cars as you see the sway of the bump as they go in turn number 3. A very rough track before the repave. You can see it here. Up and down action for these cars as they come out of turn number 4. Providing that bump drive support across the front stretch into turn number 1. Here into lap number 4 goes the 73. Into the back stretch, down the back straightaway. Looks like the outside line is picking up some momentum. Thomas Conheady trying to catch the 4 of Baldwin to provide some bump drive support for that outside lane as they work their way now through turn number 4. And it looks like the first caution flag is going to come out tonight here in the lap number 5. Taking a look at the 16 of Lance Carpenter, looks like there were some issues down there. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened with the 16. So it looks like Craig Embry is going to get into the side of a couple of drivers there. As we see the 68 car. Starts a major chain reaction. The 2 of Danny Sanchez involved in that one as we watch Lance Carpenter go through the apron into the infield grass. See Craig Embry able to come to a stop there on the apron. So a couple of drivers going to be collected in this first caution. So that's going to bring out the caution flag, lap number 5. We'll take a short commercial break. When we come back, more race action to come your way. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
iRacing.com.
As they come down the front stretch towards turn number 1. Shaquille Ray in third position, Dalton Baldwin in fourth. Machine rounding out your top 5. As they head down towards turn number 1 here on lap number 22, the 84 of Stephen Landry holding that Cameron Hearn is going to push. Stephen Landry still holds the race lead here on lap 24 coming out of turn number 2. As they make their way down towards the 3rd turn, hugging that yellow line. Ryan Cobb swings to the caution flag. There's a lot of
Caution is out.
Take a look at that. Arca brakes being applied there. Let's go back and take a look at Shaquille Ray on this. So as we slowly move the camera here, Cameron Hearn up top, you're going to see a lot of movement there. The 12 of Kevin Trzynski comes down into the side of Cameron Hearn. Hearn is going to narrowly miss Thomas Conheady. Tim Sandlin's going to be able to escape by. Nice little bang right there from that 33 machine. It is Vernon Markheim. He's going to come down and hit him. And out of nowhere, trying to avoid the cars at the last second, then comes down into Chris Ostrander. We follow Ostrander here. Looks like that is going to be the 666 of John Joyce. So the caution flag back out here at Daytona. Coming out on lap number 26. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, more race action to come your way. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Welcome back to Daytona this Tuesday night, folks, as the lights have come off that pace car. Clay Dildine now finds himself at the front of the field and will be setting the pace when we go back green on lap number 30. He'll have the 84 of Stephen Landry, who has accumulated about 5 total laps led here tonight. Ryan Cobb in third position has 6 laps led, so he'll be looking to get back to the front. And running out your front for the 85 of Shaquille Ray. Pace car now works its way into the pits, and the green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 30. As they come across the start-finish line, the 85 of Shaquille Ray finds himself up front, being pushed by the 86 of Dylan Landry into turn number 1. Landry was looking a little bit low, like he wanted to pass. Will stay behind Ray all the way through turn number 2 into the backstretch. Clay Dildine falling a little bit off the pace now, battles for 4th position, side by side with Stephen Landry into turns 3 and 4. It looks like the 86 of Dylan Landry wants to get around Shaquille Ray. File line through turns 1 and 2. You can see the bumpiness of this track, folks. Of Mike Springer to the high side of Stephen Landry through turn number 4. Currently in the top 5. Find himself back there with Clay Dildine. Front stretch. 85 of Shaquille Ray still finds himself up front. finish line into lap number 36. The 85 of Shaquille Ray. Still your race leader. As they make their way out of turn 4 into the front stretch. Dylan Landry looking like he wants to challenge Shaquille Ray for the race lead. But Ray's going to hang on to it, and Cobb solidly behind the 86 of Landry into turn number 1. Clay Dildine looking like he's going to challenge Mike Springer in turn number 3 for 5th position. Will not have the momentum to be able to do it. Chris Ostrander back there in 7th position. Across that start-finish line, Chris Ostrander just ahead of the 14 of John Ollis. A little bit of lap traffic involved now as they go in the backstretch. And it looks like Clay Dildine is going to make his way down pit road. So the 24 comes down for a fresh set of tires and some fuel. This is the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series here on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. Going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, more race action to come your way. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Some noise. Gentlemen, start your engines.
AMSLeague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSLeague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSLeague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSLeague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSleague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
Welcome back to Daytona here this Tuesday night for the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. As Shaquille Ray now up to a total of 13 laps led down the backstretch, being pushed by the 86 of Dylan Landry into turn number 3. Ryan Cobb, the 51, back there behind Dylan Landry, and in between the Landry cousins as Stephen Landry, the 84. Back there in 4th position, Mike Springer, the 32, rounding out your top 5. Some side-by-side action into turn number 1. Chris Ostrander to the inside. As John All is behind him. Clay Dildine, after coming off of pit road, is currently back in the lucky dog slot in 21st position. Thomas Conheady, though, is battling Ostrander for position as Ostrander currently holds 6th position. 7 is back in 7th. That is Thomas Conheady up right there behind the 24 of Clay Dildine. With 45 laps to go, we've reached the halfway point as Shaquille Ray into turn number 1 stares down more lap traffic. As that looks like the 10 of Greg Elliott. And now it looks like some side-by-side battling up front as Dylan Landry goes to the middle groove. Thomas Conheady pushes way high in turn number 2. Down the backstretch, we have a side-by-side battle with 44 laps to go. Clay Dildine pushing Dylan Landry to the front. Landry will take over the race lead before turn number 3. That will qualify as a lead change here as they come down the front stretch. Coming across that start-finish line. turns 3 and 4 they go, side by side. Dylan Landry out front, though, with the race lead. Kevin Trzynski not in a position battle, nor is Clay Dildine, but they're up there in the high groove into turn number 1. As they come out into the front stretch, it'll be 41 to go at the line. Dylan Landry still leads the 85 of Shaquille Ray. Ryan Cobb back in 3rd position. Now Chris Ostrander looks to the outside in turn number 1. Out of turn number 2 with 40 laps to go. Dylan Landry still in the race lead. Has the 85 of Shaquille Ray back behind him. 2 lap cars in front of Chris Ostrander as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Thomas Conheady still having issues through the turn. Ryan Cobb pushed high coming on out of turn number 4. Through turn number 4, Dylan Landry, Shaquille Ray up front. Not a lot of change going on here, folks. Still side-by-side race action. Lucky Dog car right there with your race leader, though. Clay Dildine. Looks like he's going to start to fall back just a hair. Now side-by-side with Ryan Cobb into turns 1 and 2. Nobody to help the 24 as Kevin Trzynski's not running the same line. Therefore, the Clay Dildine's going to lose out and lose out quick. Trzynski's going to leave the 24 up there, but he'll get down. Tim Sandlin back in 11th position. Finds himself just behind the 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr., the number 8 of Randy Arms leading this pack around turns 1 and 2. Arms currently in 9th position. John Ollis right there with Lance Carpenter. Carpenter is in 20th position. Ollis in 8th. As they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Mike Springer trying to catch up to the main group of guys now comes in for a pit stop here with 37 laps to go. Thomas Conheady as well. Chris Ostrander. So Dylan Landry stays out with Shaquille Ray and Ryan Cobb. Ray's going to push just a little bit through turns 3 and 4. And now Dylan Landry makes his way towards pit road as Shaquille Ray. They slow up, a lot of smoke coming off the tires of Dylan Landry. But the front 5 make their way down pit road. So, pit stop action taking place here at Daytona. Going to take a short commercial break when we come back. Plenty of race to come your way. Welcome back to Daytona this Tuesday night as we follow the front 4, who have a sizable lead over the rest of the field. Dylan Landry, Shaquille Ray, Ryan Cobb, Stephen Landry. Stephen Landry back in 4th position. Let's jump. Chris Ostrander, who is just now making it into the back stretch, excuse me. So once again, we'll show you this lead that these front 4 cars have. Out of turn number 4 into the front stretch goes the front 4. Chris Ostrander now making his way into turn number 4. So a sizable gap for the front 4 drivers. Little push there from the 51 of Ryan Cobb out of turn number 2. 30 laps remain here in this chase race. This is the fourth race in the chase for the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. Coming up next week, they will be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and in 2 weeks, the series concludes at Kentucky Motor Speedway. So with 29 to go, here's your top five. Dylan Landry, Shaquille Ray, Ryan Cobb, Stephen Landry, and Chris Ostrander. Race statistics over there in your bottom left. Actually tag one extra caution to that count, so a total of 2 cautions so far here tonight. 9 lead changes out of the 61 laps completed. Springer back there behind Conheady and currently running 7th position. Conheady in 6th in the number 7 machine as they come across that start-finish line. Randy Arms back there in 8th position for the number 8. Couple cars have found themselves in their respective position for their car, matching their car number. Conheady ran in 7th position. He runs the number 7 machine. Randy Arms 8 with the 8. And actually, take a look at this. Tim Sandlin, the number 9, is actually in 9th position. Get out your pen and paper, write down some lottery numbers, folks. This is an omen. Somebody's going to win the lottery with these kind of things happening. The 88 is Scott Brisk rounding out your top 10. Lap traffic ahead for the race leaders, as it looks like the 68 of John Joyce and the 6 machine up there now as they go by in turn number 3. Lap traffic not yielding, making the lead lap cars go to the high side. 6 machine is Joseph Green there. 14 of John Alla's down low as well. Down the back stretch towards turn number 3. It'll be 25 to go at the line. And Chris Ostrander, Kevin Trzynski, Thomas Conneady make their way down pit road. Trying to short pit here to catch back up with the race leaders. Landry and Ray have been working together all night. Shaquille Ray, 17 laps led. Dylan Landry, 18 laps led. So all 4 of those drivers have some laps led now as they come across the front stretch. No pit stop here for your race leaders. We'll cross that start-finish line. "47 laps in total are split. 47 laps led between these 4 drivers here. 19 to your race leader, Dylan Landry. 17 to Shaquille Ray. 6 to Ryan Cobb. And 5 to Stephen Landry as they go through turns 3 and 4. push from Ray into turn number 4. Question's going to be, when will these front 4 decide to make their final pit stop of the night? So Randy Arms now. This is the gap between 4th and 5th as we watch the front 4 coming out of turn number 2. Randy Arms hasn't even entered turn number 1 yet, so this is 5th position right here into turn number 1. So as we watch Randy Arms here in 5th position come out of turn number 2, the leaders are coming out of turn number 4, and now they come down for the pit stop. So this should be their final pit stop of the night pending any caution. So Randy Arms, Craig Embry, Tim Sandlin will go by pit road, and with 21 to go, take over the race lead. Keep in mind, folks, 4 laps ago, Chris Ostrander and the group had made their pit stop, so they are now in the prime position to lead. As the front 4 drivers, at the time, Dylan Landry, Shaquille Ray, Ryan Cobb, and Stephen Landry remained out on the track for an extra 4 laps. We'll have to see how that'll play out when we come to the race conclusion here in less than 20 laps, as now they're making their way in the front stretch. Crossing over that start-finish line, 20 to go. So Chris Ostrander, actually, folks, having Randy Arms, Tim Sandlin, and Scott Brisk out there, Chris Ostrander officially is in the Lucky Dog slot. Craig Embry as well. So even though the 73 looks like he's currently running 4th position, it's actually Glenn Murphy Jr. Chris Ostrander is officially a lap down, but keep in mind, Randy Arms, Tim Sandlin, Scott Brisk have one more pit stop to go. "17 laps now remain as they just cross that start-finish line. Randy Arms and at Wrangler Chevrolet leading the rest of the pack around. Into the front stretch they go. Randy Arms still leading. Not a lot of movement up front. Taking a look up, once Randy Arms makes that final pit stop as he heads now into turns 3 and 4, if he's able to go the distance, he can walk away with victory. But I imagine he's got one more pit stop to make here before the race is over and end the front stretch now with 13 to go as they cross that start-finish line. Once Randy Arms makes that pit stop, that's going to allow a lot of these drivers to get back on the lead lap. Chris Ostrander to the outside of Randy Arms into turn number 3. Trying to get a leg up if Arms decides to go down pit road. Essentially, Ostrander trying to clear Craig Embry here. And Arms is going to continue to stay out on the track with 11 to go.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
And a convenient caution flag coming out late in the race here. It's going to bunch everybody back up. John Alves into the backstretch towards turn number 3 is going to spin out as we go back and take a look at the replay. Following the 14 machine. And it looks like the 6 is going to turn. Joseph Green's going to turn John Alves. Highly unnecessarily a move there. Really building inside the 14 before the turn. Expecting the 14 to give way, but really the 14 had the right of way there. Go back and take a look at it one more time here. See, John Alves has the line. And is going to try to be forced up into the middle groove by Joseph Green in the 6 machine here. John Ollis starts to drift up just a little bit. And threading that needle comes the 6 of green. And right there, that's going to do it. Turning Ollis right there before the entrance to turn number 3. So a late race caution will level out that playing field. We'll have to see how this will pan out as they're going to go pacing for 4 laps. It'll be just about 5 to go. We go back to green. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, more race action to come your way. It's going to be 6 laps to go when we get the green flag. Cars getting bunched up after a lap 11 caution coming out. And Joseph Green got into John Alice right about this point here on the track, sending the 14 spinning out across the apron into the infield. That allowed Dylan Landry and Thomas Conheady to take the front line there as they go back to Green. Randy Arms, Tim Sandlin will be rounding out your front four. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes.
Green flag, green
And the
flag.
green flag flies. We're back to the race with 6 laps to go.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution
And
is
just
out.
as we saw Joseph Green do the same thing to John Ellis, Randy Arms does the same thing to Dylan Landry and really has jumped that 86 car. Just a terrible decision there into turn number 3. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Battling as if it's the last lap. Got plenty of time. See Randy Arms here trying to force that 86. Just junks the 86 across the rest of the field, creating an unnecessary caution. Unbelievable. I'm sure there's a lot of upset drivers with that incident. A lot of smoke. We see Chris Ostrander go by. A lot of smoke on that machine. Unfortunate event there for that 86. It looked like he does have a blown motor. No one's going to provide a push. Will eventually need a tow back to pit road. Unbelievable. And Thomas Conheady not even going to help the 86. They just leave the guy sitting out there. So 2 interesting moves, I should say, into turn number 3. And the amazing thing is Randy Arms will still hold his position in second. Running on those older tires, this could have been a calculated move, folks. I'm not sure. going to come down to a one-lap shootout, folks. As the lights have come off the pace car with 2 laps to go. White flag will be in the air when we go back to green.
Green flag, green flag.
So the green flag is going to fly, the white flag's in the air. Stephen Landry. And at the start-finish line, it's going to be Stephen Landry, Randy Arms, and Stuart Joyce. Nice little battle there out of turn number 4 coming at the start-finish line. Summary statistics there, a little congratulatory bump from Glenn Murphy Jr. into Stephen Landry. Out of the 90 laps completed, 14 lead changes, 3 total cautions. Actually 4 total cautions here tonight. That is your race winner right there, folks. Stephen Landry. What a race it was here tonight, folks. Chase round number 4 for the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. Stephen Landry taking the victory here. Randy Arms in second, Stuart Joyce third, Glenn Murphy Jr. fourth, Craig Embry rounding out your top 5. Lance Carpenter, Scott Brisk, Mike Springer, Danny Sanchez, and Dalton Baldwin through the top 10. Philip Neese, Ryan Cobb, Clay Dildine, Joseph Green, John Olles through 15. John Joyce, Tim Sandlin, Chris Ostrander, Shaquille Ray, Thomas Conheady through 20. Dylan Landry, tough turn of events there with about 6 to go. In turn 3 will now finish 21st. Vernon Markheim, Fred Scarfy, Kevin Trzynski, Gary Sefton, Cameron Hearn, and Tyler Pop round out your field here tonight. Next week, it'll be Indianapolis Motor Speedway, next to the last race in this season for the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. Coming up tomorrow night, going to have the Championship Racing Association, the CRA League, back in action. Modified Madness Tour taking a week off, so we will have a special event coming up for you. Tune in tomorrow night, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, But that's going to do it for us here tonight. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network, and we'll see you tomorrow night.